So you're thinking about moving to Holly Springs, North Carolina. In this video, I'm going to share with you a few different neighborhoods at different price points so you can better understand what to expect and what you might be able to afford in each one of those neighborhoods. In addition, I'm going to share with you a few of the amenities around Holly Springs, take a little tour of the downtown Holly Springs, and drop a few knowledge bombs so that you can better make decisions about if Holly Springs is right for you or not. So stick around until the end. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell below. That way you can get some of the most interesting, up-to-date market information about Holly Springs, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, and the entire surrounding area. My name is Pete, and I get calls from people just like you every single day. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, I would love to help you make a smooth transition to the area. Take my contact information out of the description below. You can call, text, email, even set up a Zoom, and I'd love to help you out. Before we head out to any of the neighborhoods, I wanted to share with you a little bit about what's exciting for downtown Holly Springs. It's a really unique place. I'm right out here in front of the town hall. We're gonna walk through the Village District and tell you all about it. Sorry about the noise. We're right in downtown Holly Springs, so there's traffic. Hopefully you can hear me well. What's really interesting is the meteoric rise of the population in Holly Springs. So in 1990, the population of Holly Springs was about 1,500 people. Today, the population of Holly Springs is somewhere around 45,000 people. By 2040, it's expected to double or close to double that and be almost up around 80,000 people. So it is growing like crazy in Holly Springs because there's some land. It is really unique. There is an entire downtown development plan in place, approved in 2023. If you're looking for a community that has culture and has community and has accessibility to the triangle, this may be the place for you. It is definitely growing, and I'm going to show you some things that are really cool, but it also has some history. The area of Holly Springs was primarily an African-American community until 1990. The majority of the people who lived in Holly Springs were African-American. And obviously with development, it's become much more diverse, but there is a huge African-American heritage around Holly Springs that the community really recognizes and wants to preserve. So there is cultural centers that currently exist connected with the library. That's going to develop further. The downtown development plan itself is recognizing some of those things in order to include them in the downtown development plan and how the buildings are designed and what's in them. As you might imagine, with the growth of Holly Springs nearly doubling in the next 20 years or so, this type of development right here is part of what is included in the downtown area development plan. For blocks moving forward from where I'm at, this will continue. There will be more mixed use buildings, so professional buildings, living, blending the community together. So when you think about Holly Springs pulling together an entire community, this is really where it's going to happen. Although Holly Springs is really diverse in terms of area, it is pretty spread out. This is definitely the center of Holly Springs. Not far from where we're at is also more of the traditional development, Targets and Lowe's, all the DIY superstores. There is a new hospital, UNC Rex. Rex is one of the major hospital systems in the area. So UNC Rex finished a hospital within the last decade, just down the road from here, not more than 2 or 3 minutes out of the downtown. So everything is really accessible. It's a great place that's developing. And I think when you come to town, when you want to look at Holly Springs, if you're comparing it to other communities, maybe Wake Forest, a little bit of Cary, a lot of just community vibe that they really want to control and keep in place here in Holly Springs. Check it out. With the growth of Holly Springs, you can imagine the amount of infrastructure that needs to be in place to support it. This is one example just outside of downtown Holly Springs. If I spin around, you'll see behind, I think over my shoulder, the blue building with the glass. That's the hospital, UNC Rex. But we've got grocery stores, Harris Teeter. We've got restaurants just outside of town. We've got Lowe's and Chick-fil-A and more restaurants and more Amenities. So the infrastructure in the area is growing with the people. Schools are being developed, that both private schools and public schools and charter schools are all being developed in the area. So there's a really good plan for Holly Springs and their entire development. They're very meticulous about being methodical about it. One thing that's really helped Holly Springs grow recently and will continue to is the extension of 540. So we call that the outer belt line, and the outer belt line used to end right at Holly Springs, and now it extends much further. It'll eventually close the loop on the east side of Raleigh around Nightdale. With that extension, it makes a lot more of Holly Springs accessible to commute up into Research Triangle Park or even into downtown Raleigh. So I just want to show you this as just an example of an area that you could expect to see in the development around Holly Springs. Check it out. Holly Springs is a place where the American dream still lives on, and it lives on at all price points. You can find single family homes in Holly Springs that are in the low 400s in great neighborhoods, good schools, close to amenities, real easy access, and you can find homes that are well over $2 million. Holly Springs just has a lot to offer at all price points. The neighborhood that I'm in is one that was built in the mid 1990s, and it primarily consists of homes that are in the upper 400s to mid 500s. You know, you can see everybody keeps really nice maintenance of their yards and their house. We're about 5 minutes from downtown Holly Springs, about 5 minutes from 540. So real easy access into RTP from here, Research Triangle Park, and real easy access into downtown Raleigh. Good access to all the amenities and shopping you want. The house we're going to take a look at has only been on the market for a couple of days. I don't expect it to be on the market very long. It's $490,000, just under 2,200 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2-car garage, flat yard and back, well-maintained landscaping, a decent fence around the backyard. It's just a great option in a cul-de-sac down here. This guy, $490,000. American dream still lives on in this house for sure. So I really love that it is a flat yard. One of the reasons why is a lot of Raleigh is actually pretty hilly, and sometimes it's kind of hard to find flat fenced yards with trees. You can tell this is a mature neighborhood, mature trees, and it's curb and gutter, so you're on city sewer, city water here. One of the things that I get asked regularly is about taxes. So overall tax burden in the municipality of Holly Springs, with Holly Springs municipal tax and with Wake County tax, is about 0.94. Now, what does that mean? That means you're going to pay about 94 cents per $100 of assessed value for your taxes. So the house we just looked at, they're paying about $4,200 a year in tax. You might be wondering when taxes are assessed. So we recently had an assessment, and it increased the value of homes pretty substantially for the county. But what the county did was, and municipalities have done, is reduce the actual tax rate so that the burden isn't so large with that change in value. So the actual tax amounts that are being paid are not significantly higher in most cases. So it was kind of a nice way to reduce that tax burden. So Holly Springs, like I said, is a great option for all price points, but I really like this neighborhood. It's so close to downtown Holly Springs. It has mature trees. It's affordable. And, you know, if this is something that is in your wheelhouse, in that $500,000 range, you should check it out. Welcome to 12 Oaks. It's a subdivision in Holly Springs. It is very close to the intersection of 55 and 540, which makes it super convenient to get around the Triangle area. This subdivision, it has about 1,700 home sites. About 1,300 of them have been completed. It started in around 2007, and the homes around me right now were primarily built around 2020, 2021, maybe up to 2023. These are all going to be in the low 600s to mid 600s, most likely. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2,800 square feet. Some of them, maybe another bedroom, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. Most of these are going to have really nice amenities in them. So they might have tankless water heaters. They're going to have sealed crawl spaces, solid surface countertops, fairly open floor plans, modern floor plans. You can see the community around me. It's a super quiet street, and we've got sidewalks. The lots are a little bit smaller, but this neighborhood is known for what they like to call resort style amenities. They have 3 pools, lap pools, competition pools, a couple of different tennis courts, pickleball courts. There is a golf course in the community as well. And, that's really one of the things that people come to this neighborhood for, are those resort style amenities. So this is what I'm talking about when I mentioned resort like amenities. This pool is knockout, pretty stellar pool behind me. Check it out. There's cabana bars back there in front of me. I'll show you what the bar and restaurants look like inside, but it's just a beautiful spot right here. I can imagine driving a golf cart from your house up here. It's a golf cart community, so there are paths and ways to get your golf cart driving around in the area. A lot of people have them, and spend your summers out here. Why not, right? Let's go check out some of the other amenities and some more houses in the neighborhood. The HOA fees in here are around $250 a year, with about $118 a month addition that is required to pay to the social membership for the community. So that gets you the access to the pools, the tennis, pickleball, playgrounds, and they have some dining options, and there are fitness classes, and there's some kids clubs, track out camps for summertime, things like that. So it's a really great option. These houses really well built, really nice community, very close to downtown Holly Springs, Target, shops, restaurants, and again, that easy access up to the Triangle. Probably want to check this area out. So 12 Oaks price ranges are from about the mid 500s up to well over $1 million. Their homes, around just under $2 million in the neighborhood, but the vast majority of homes in 12 Oaks are somewhere between that 600 to mid 800 range. One of the things I really like about 12 Oaks is, even though it's huge, it's a massive community, you still find a bit of a community feel. So right behind me is a pocket park. At least that's what I call them. You'll find these dotted throughout 12 Oaks. Gives people a chance to, have kids go out and play, football or baseball out in front of the house and play with invite the other kids out, or meet your neighbors, bring your dog for a walk. You can see that the area all has tree-lined streets that are sidewalked, curb and gutter. So it's very well maintained, very nice neighborhood. The area that we're in, it was primarily built in the mid 2010s, so 2010 to 2015, 16, 17, somewhere in there. Most of the houses in this area are going to be in that mid 700 to mid 800 range. And the house right behind me is a 5-bedroom, 4 full baths, so 3.5 baths, and the garage is in the back. So nice clean front, the garage is in the back, it has a fenced-in yard. It is sold. The list price was $750,000. Wraparound porch. We'll walk up here, you can kind of see a nice long driveway. It's very quiet in this area of 12 Oaks. So there are different pockets of 12 Oaks that all kind of have a little bit different feel based on when they were built, how many trees are around, and how close they are to the community center, or close to downtown or closer to downtown Wake Forest. So it's a large area that, if you want to explore it, I'd recommend you kind of take a drive around the entire area, as well as go check out that clubhouse. Keep checking out some homes all around Holly Springs to give you a better idea of what to expect. So why am I standing in an empty field in Holly Springs, North Carolina? What you see behind me is the beginning of a new development. The developer came in, cleared the lots. Not my favorite thing, but really what I want to show you is this right down here. So this is the marker to a greenway. So this community was developed around access to a greenway. You can see the trail right back here, leads over to a bridge, keeps going, right? So Holly Springs, their methodical planning has led to communities that have access to things like this, right? So very similar to places like Cary or Wake Forest or Apex. Holly Springs is a little bit younger community in terms of its development, but this is the kind of thing that you see throughout Holly Springs. Now, before I go show you some other houses, we're going to walk around the corner here. I wanted to tell you about one aspect of Holly Springs that I think you should be aware of, and that is the Sharon Harris Reservoir exists because of a Sharon Harris nuclear plant. That nuclear plant is just outside of Holly Springs. And the vast majority of Holly Springs, when you buy a home here, you're going to get a disclosure that says that exists and it's nearby. Essentially what it's saying is if there is ever a problem, you are in the fallout zone for that Sharon Harris nuclear power plant. Be what it is, not much more to say on it, but it is definitely something that you should be aware of if you're planning to buy in Holly Springs. Not all of Holly Springs, but the vast majority of Holly Springs is in that area. Just take a look at a map. You'll see it. You'll see where Holly Springs is. Let's go keep looking at houses. That's a little more fun to talk about. Hey guys, so I wanted to show you some new construction in Holly Springs at a little bit higher price point. So there are a handful of neighborhoods around Holly Springs that are being built in the low to mid 1 millions. And this is one of them, a little pocket community. You can see, I'll just spin around, handful of homes in this neighborhood that are being built primarily around $1.2 to $1.4 million. Most of them are about 3,400 to 3,700 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths kind of thing. This guy right here is, I believe it's 1.275 million, about 3,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. It is got all the things you would expect in kind of an executive or higher end home today. Scullery, first floor master, large bonus room, entertainment area, movie room, large sliding glass doors in the back. This actually has a 2-car garage. These are all primarily 2-car garages, but just beautiful homes by and large. So these homes do exist. There's not a ton of them as there are in some other areas being built around Holly Springs, but there definitely are some pockets of this new construction at a higher end in Holly Springs. And you'll see it connects up here where it says road closed to another community that is primarily 900 to just over 1 million. What's interesting is up there are some little offshoots of houses that are on well and septic. This neighborhood is not. This neighborhood is on city sewer. That's why you have curb and gutter, and is on city water. So just a really good example of what's happening around Holly Springs. This particular community is probably 5 minutes from downtown Holly Springs, 5 minutes from 540 and 55 interchange. So very, very accessible area to be. And if I spin back around, you'll see kind of the area that we were just in back there where they clear cut some lots. So those will be connected to the community as well. And you're going to have, a mix of people in the community, in the neighborhood. So yeah, I really like what they're doing here, building in and amongst the existing homes, building some different price points. And yeah, you can get really nice stuff here in Holly Springs. So we're going to wrap up our video on Holly Springs here at Bass Lake Park. Bass Lake Park has a 2-mile trail around the lake. It connects to other greenways that take you to some other parks in Holly Springs. What Holly Springs really has to offer is variety. It is a growing town. It started in the, growing in the early 90s with about 1,900 people. We are well past 45,000, and we are pushing towards 80,000 in Holly Springs over the next 10, 20 years. So it's growing and growing quickly, but you still find parks like this that are planned into the community. It's a place where you can still find the American dream at any price point. from 400s all the way up to well over $2 million. You know, the community is growing and so is the infrastructure. You look at the downtown development plan, the focus on maintaining the cultural history of the area as well is really important. Holly Springs is just a great place to investigate. If you have not considered Holly Springs, I think you probably should. If you are interested in potentially moving to the Raleigh area or to Holly Springs, I would love to help you make a smooth transition. Again, my name is Pete. You should take my contact information out of the description below. And don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell below so you can be in the know with all the information about the Triangle area, Raleigh, Durham, Holly Springs, and I will catch you next time.